Let's start with BMNR. So what did I do on BMNR? Stock is 41.12. It was as high as 44 today. It opened strong, and then they absolutely smashed it. So that's the other thing that I'm trying to explain is that, like, with MNAV less than 1, they should be buying back their shares, actually, because then lower the share count, and then their ETH holdings will actually be more valuable. But do they have the shares? I'm against them doing ATM sales to buy ETH when MNAV is under 1. Is that the reason? I don't know. Is that the reason they're under pressure? Because look, if you look at ETH is still, I think last time I checked, it was still 4,300. I mean, we're only like 500-600 from all-time high. But these stocks have crashed. Why? Because MNAV got crashed. So people don't understand that and buy it, and then they complain. They go like, "Oh," I'm like, "Yeah, you don't know what the heck you're buying. Buyer beware. What are you buying? Do you even know what you're doing?" Anyway, it's not my place to say people right, people wrong. So what did I do with BMNR? I put on a sort of a synthetic, really. I I created a put credit spread by shorting the 45 puts. This is October 17th expiration, regular expiration. I shorted the October 45 puts, bought the October 40 puts. So in our world, that's called a put credit spread, and I collected some credit. And with that credit, I turned around and bought a call debit spread. So to give myself some upside exposure. So this is a defined risk trade on the downside. So the max loss already I know from the get-go is $5. That's the difference between the two strikes, 45 and 40 on the put side. And at 41, we're almost at max loss. It will not get there until the last probably couple days. But if I had bought it, so when I did this, BMNR was at 53. If I bought the shares at 53, we're down to 41. I'll be down 25%. So the trades I'm putting on are low, defined, not low or none, no risk, defined risk trades that gives me potential upside exposure with a defined downside. And I know my max loss is going to be 5 on this, period. Now, if BMNR is a 45, 3 things can happen. It's either a 45, it's either a 55, it could be 70, or it could be 0. I know what my max loss is going to be. And I know what my upside is going to be. Since I put the trades on with some credits meaning getting paid to play, my max loss is going to be 5 less the credits that I took in. So that's my exposure on BMNR with 20 lots. I'm not going to push anymore. The other thing, the reason I did it instead of buying the shares is because it's really, really equity efficient. Okay. I've traded Thinkorswim at Schwab, so it's super equity efficient. And, I put the trade on when MNAV went below 1, and I'm still losing money. Now, the only thing I did is that, so I sold a put credit spread to buy a call debit spread with that money and have some money left over, some credits left over. Well, today, so when you put a call debit spread on, what do? You buy the calls. I bought the 50 calls and I sold the 70 calls. So that's the call debit spread. Well, the call debit spread that I sold for has short leg of the call spread, right? Well, that short leg is down about 58%. So I covered the short side of the calls. That's why you guys are seeing 0 here on the short end. So at the moment, the way it stands is I have the put credit spread on and I'm long calls, period. Second one is I'm long a couple hundred puts on NEO. Earnings are out. I'm looking, that's my little lottery ticket. They're like 20 cents. I'll keep that on. I'm long 4,000 shares of Pioneer Power. Long 4,000 shares of Pioneer Power Solutions at 371. Stock is 381, so we're up on that a little bit. And I'll get to SBET before I get into anything else. And I just started buying yesterday and the day before TSSI Inc. I bought a couple thousand shares, average cost $12.71. Stock is $13.40, so I'm up about $1,500 on that, so that's fine. Now let's get to SBET. SBET, basically, I'm doing the same thing, and then now I started going longer durations, longer expirations with different strikes. Again, limited or defined risk trades. When I put this trade on, SBET was about 19 or close to 20. I started putting these on last Friday, and today we're at less than 15. So I'd be eating it, right? I'm consider myself a bag holder on this. I'm still losing money on this trade. Don't get me wrong. but I know what my risk is. So how did I structure that trade? Again, I started doing it about 0.89 MNAV, 0.9. Now we're down to 0.82. Now I'm putting on more positions. So again, the SBAC could go to 0. I cannot lose more than my max loss as I enter the trade, period. If you do buy the shares, you have the risk of 0, obviously. I mean, I'm not saying it's going to 0. It could go to 5. If Ethereum goes to 3,500, SBAT will be 5. So what did I do? I sold the 17.5 puts for October. I bought the 15 puts, so that's the put credit spread. Turned around and bought a call debit spread. So I bought the 20 calls and sold the 30 calls. And just like I did with BMNR, I bought back the short calls of that leg of the call debit spread today with about 60% gain. So I took a couple of little profits, but then my long calls are down and my puts are against me, obviously. So at the moment, I have unrealized losses. And yesterday and today, I started going out to January of 2026 now. But now I'm actually playing for more upside. What did I do? Again, defined risk trade. I sold the 15 puts for January on SBED. I bought the 12.5 puts, so that's the put credit spread. And I turned around, bought the 15 calls and sold the 25 calls. So that's the call debit spread. I just started initiating that position. I will keep adding to that position. So 3 things can happen. SBAC goes up, SBAC goes down, SBAC stays here. Okay. If SBAC goes down more, I know what my max loss is. If SBAC takes off, like everybody is praying to God that it does, and that's only going to happen if and when Ethereum rallies, right? Ethereum rallies, these things are going to go up. Ethereum doesn't go up, these things are not going to go down. They may even go lower. In fact, they are going lower. In fact, yesterday Ethereum was up and SBAC was still down. That's what I'm not understanding, that these companies with MNAV at 0.82 or 0.8 now, why are they not buying their shares back? Because they don't have money, number one. Number two, if they're doing ATM sales, why are they doing it under MNAV? Those are the questions. If you have answers for those, please, please, please come on and let me know and educate me. They should not be doing ATM sales. And for a fact, I can confirm SBAT was doing ATM sales yesterday to buy more ETH. And yeah, and those are the positions. I have about 5 positions, about 78% cash in the account. So we'll see where we go.